Hello, bro.
Hello, bro.
Hello, bro has now become my signature intro.
Yeah, so me to repeat. I'm into the business of repeat.
All right. So let's just do a quick one. There was an interview. Oshimen was granted an interview, and he said lots of things. And one of the things he said, which was some eye-catching to me, was he sent a warning to his teammates, and that warning was a very specific warning. And that warning is a warning ahead of Monday's game when Super Eagles will take on Guinea-Bissau, and he warned his teammates to be very careful of Guinea-Bissau and not to underrate them. So I would like to get your thoughts. What do you really feel about the warning Oshimen sent to his teammates ahead of that matchup?
Man, you don't blame the young man, no, because in the position he is, he wants to do more for Africa. He wants to do more for his country. He also wants to keep himself up there. So he wants to, at the end of the day, when he has retired, he can be like the likes of Ethiopians that can come out and say, okay, I want these medals for my country and for myself. Oshimen has tested, tested to win something. He has tested the medal of becoming the best African player of the year, and that is no mean feat. So, once you've tested such, you want to also go a step further. A step further in the sense that for the Nigerian players that has won the Afcon, that have won best player of the year, the next season or the next year, they get to win the Afcon. Starting with Rashidi Yekini, then Nwankwo Kanu. Okay? So he wants to be in that position, that he wants to win the Afcon. So he's telling his men, we need to concentrate. Guinea-Bissau should not be looked down. They should not be looking at them like Guinea. Like Guinea fowl. Okay? This is not a moment of Guinea fowl versus ego. We have to be careful. We have to follow this game tooth and nail. Don't take these guys for granted. So these are the statements he has here. And I also don't blame him. Because, like I just mentioned earlier on, he wants to win medals. He wants to win laurels. He wants to become the next African footballer of the year for a second time. Because by the time they are organizing the next African best player of the year, they will use Afcon. They will use indices from Afcon, not just what you have done in your respective club. Because this is an Afcon year, so they have to use Afcon. Afcon has to have a higher indices over every other pointers out there. So in that case, he wants to make sure that, just imagine if Nigeria wins the Afcon. Hey! I don't know which song I will dance that day. I don't know whether
maybe we'll dance on my piano and shade the South Africa.
You don't come. Buru buru.
Sorry.
Buru buru.
Sorry to my South African brothers.
Bless you guys. But then he wants to win more. You cannot just win once and you say, oh, I've tried. That means you are a coward. Why can't he be the Ethiopians of our days? Just imagine winning many medals like Ethiopians. When they are having a cup for anything, you are there now. How can't you represent? You will be there. If you like, age till 70, you will still have relevance. And these are the vital places you can get relevance. Win Afcon, win African best player. Ethiopians has his 4. What's his name? George Weah has his 4. Drogba has 2. Although Drogba is the #1 runner-up of all time. He has tried 4 times without winning African best. Okay? Then you have the rest of the players out there. You have Nwankwo Kanu having it 2 times. Oh! How can I mention all this and I don't mention the great from Ghana? Abidi Pele. Who goes you? How can I mention all these big names and I don't mention Abidi Pele? Oh my God. We have amazing African players out there. And kudos to every other winner and prospective winners that want to win this tournament, they want to win this medal. So for Victor Oshimen, he has said his mind, and for me, what he said is very, very important. If I can recall back, Nigeria, when we are comfortable, we start thinking about ahead. In France '98, yes, remember Nigeria came out victorious in Atlanta 1996. That's the Olympics. And there was so much pride. In as much as, yes, we felt nice. It was a nice feeling. But then, Nigeria went into France 98. And what happened in France 98? Oh boy. Nigeria knocked Spain. 3-0. 3. Boom. And that mentality, everywhere scattered. Everywhere. Nigeria scored 3 goals, rather. Everywhere scattered. Then what happened? Round of knockout stages. Everybody, they happy. What is? We are meeting Denmark. In fact, we are happy that we are going to meet Denmark. Nigerians, we are rejoicing. We meet Denmark. We meet Denmark. Oh, we are looking at, okay, Denmark game. We are like, oh, no problem now. We beat them. Who are they? We've beaten Brazil in the 1996 Olympics. We are meeting Brazil. If we beat, by the time,
when we beat.
Not when. After we have beaten Denmark.
Nigeria.
After we have beaten Denmark, we meet Brazil. Please, let's start preparing for Brazil game. Walk over for Denmark. Now walk over. You know our politicians and their walk over. Walk over. Omo, day for Denmark. Choi! That was my first heartbreak as a young boy, as a child. What did those guys do us no good? You see sand. I need to go and look out for that man, whether he's still alive or whether Nigeria causes is on his head. Sand. The guy called Sand. Sand was just brought in. For the first time in my life, I saw that a player was just substituted. He was just brought in as he was entering and running to go and take his position. Now so they throw ball for him. Now so the boy, they strike. Me, the one Nigeria started crying. It was a sad moment. So we don't want that in this Afcon. Nigerians and our players, I beg, one after the other.
Please.
There's no need to rush. Take every game like a final. So I don't blame Oshimen. Focus. Everybody has to focus. It's 2024. No grief for everybody. You need to focus. Everybody is important. So you just focus and do your thing.
Sure.
My 2 cents.
Sure. Thank you so much. I'm also seeing that Oshimen's advice to his players like a fatherly advice. That's what a natural father would tell his child. All right, so switching gears, we saw, what's his name, Didier Drogba, saying that Nigeria has a chance of winning this African Cup of Nations. And to me, that statement sounded very significant to me, and I want to get your thoughts on that also.
On one ground. Why do I think, just one ground, why do I think that Nigeria stands a chance? There's no team. It's not about pride. I know I'm proud of being a Nigerian.
Oh, of course.
I've told you guys countless times, economy or no economy, I'm a Nigerian through and through.
Of course.
My brother, the only one certificate I will talk about the Nigerian team is that there's no country in Afcon, in Africa, that can assemble the squad that we have. The most expensive, at least monetary-wise, we have the most expensive squad in Afcon.
True.
My brother, now money they take cook better soup. So those expensive players are like soup. And what do you expect? We are expecting that sweet soup will win the competition. Okay, that is my case. So, but then anything can happen. We still have great teams out there. You cannot counter Senegal. Are you a madman? Why would you counter Senegal? Are you getting me? You cannot counter Morocco. Let me just mention these few guys. For Ivory Coast, I understand. But then, in his statement, I also learned that he also believes that not in the detriment of his own country, okay? But then, let's tell ourselves the truth. It will only take a miracle for Ivory Coast to win this tournament because they are not forthcoming as a host nation. Yes, hosting right, but man, you go get time where you go reach. If you not like, full the whole stadium, full everywhere. They go play on a ball. The right thing will just come, disgrace on that. Doesn't una go come on pant, they go house, they go pit on a black and blue. So that's my 2 cents. I cannot say all these things without mentioning Senegal. I cannot say all these things without mentioning Morocco.
Of course, that's certainly not out of place. Thank you so much, Mr. Victor. Really had a nice time interviewing you, and let's see how it pans out going forward. Thank you so much for being part of the show.
Thank you, bro.